Next, we have another tech company. So three tech companies in a row. So not only you have Amazon that have a lot of issues. Now Microsoft, I would say they have negative issues, but uh, another company is Apple. So if you're an Apple lover, you buy their products. Something to be concerned with regards how they marketed the product and what they forgot to tell you in terms of their fragility of their product. So Apple was hit with a class action lawsuit over cracked Apple Watch screens injuring user. So that's what's concerning. So according to 9 to 5 Mac, so let's see here. So you can see here that if you own a Apple smartwatch, or one would think that it would be an enjoyable experience, so that it consolidates all of your technologies, having a smartphone, smartwatch, tablet, desktop, or even a laptop here. But obviously, wearable items can be dangerous if it's if the product is not thoroughly vetted or done quality control. And if you remember the experience of the Samsung's Galaxy Note, I think it was 10, where it caught fire inside an airplane. You could just imagine fire and in an airplane is not a good combination. And it's the same issue here, not necessarily catching fire, but they did not do a thorough research or analysis in their products. Obviously, when you have devices that has battery inside or lithium battery inside, heat is the main culprit here. So over time, when you use a device, it can warm up and can heat, and obviously heat and glass can have a different effect. It can expand the glass and can have severe repercussions here. And obviously Apple, either they did not do their due diligence in terms of doing the necessary research to understand what the capability of their products are or what are its limits, or they forgot to tell their consumers about it. It's not as if Apple has shady practices. Remember when they try to what do you call this? When they try to tell consumers that the recent update of your iPhone was to intentionally slow down your battery, so to save the battery uh, capability to lengthen the longevity of your battery. But obviously, if it slow down everything else, it's not a good experience here. And here we have another issue with one of their core product here. So the lawsuit states here that the alleged design flaw of the Apple Watch Series 6, it suffers from a design flaw that makes the screen prone to breaking or detaching. And then obviously, if the glass detaches or breaks, obviously the razor sharp edges could be not a good experience. If you're wearing it, all of a sudden then it cracks, and then it can hurt you physically. And Apple mentions here that Apple did not provide enough room inside the Apple Watch design to account for the potential swelling of the battery. As I mentioned earlier, heat can expand the battery here. Obviously, if it expands, and as you see in many videos, if a lithium ion battery, whether in a smartphone or in a smartwatch, if it expands to a dangerous point, it will expand where it could explode, which we don't want that to happen here. And according to the plaintiffs, they state that it poses a material and unreasonable safety hazard to consumers. Now, when you bring this to the court, do we wait for an severe accident or even death? Worst case, hopefully that will not happen before the courts intervene. Similar to when I was talking about when Tesla is trying to promote their full self-driving features in their Tesla vehicle, which is kind of dangerous marketing strategy. Obviously, it helps promote their product to sell more vehicles, but obviously what the product is being promoted to, what it's intended for, or what its actual application is totally different aspects, right? If it's not able to do self-driving on its own, full self-driving, then you cannot market it as such. And Apple did the same here in terms of marketing the product for its features to connect to monitor your heart rate and so forth. But in terms of of its fragility, as I mentioned, when using it over a long periods of time, will this have a significant effect? Will they do a recall, or will they just try to go to the courts and blame the, I won't say blame, but make excuses so that it's not their fault, it's how the users use it, maybe they misuse the item, so to speak? Or do we have to wait with more reports that people were harmed or injured because of said technology here? It goes on to say that the lawsuit says that this flaw was present in previous Apple models. So it's not just in the Series 6. So I'm assuming in their current model and in previous model, this has been present. And the question is, have they changed it, improve it? I'm sure they've heard of reports, which is another issue with their customer service. So meaning Apple violated their various consumer protection laws when it continued releasing Apple Watch models when they know it was actually flawed. So, but the sad thing here is the lawsuit is similar to the one that was filed way back in 2018. But the result was it was tossed out by the federal judge, who found out that the plaintiff failed to identify a specific defect. Now, at least this one, they have a specific defect in terms of the battery. So, if the lawyers can present the case well, and obviously Apple has a vast resources to protect their interests here, which obviously they should have done justice in the first place by designing a tremendous product that is safe to use. Because why is it that in their case, obviously they're using lithium-ion batteries to be able to do other functions, but other more expensive high-end watch like say Rolex, Patek Philippe, what else, JLC and AP, they use, obviously they're using a different type of battery, not to that extent, but it's safe enough to use that people are willing to pay tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of pesos to own those products. And yet Apple can't create a product that is safe for usage. So only time can tell as to what changes will Apple make, or will consumers stop buying their products until they can change it, or will it have a negative effect in their branding image, so to speak here. So we'll wait and see.